Hello to all of my amazing friends from near and far. I'm so excited to be here with you today. My name is Ashley, and I want to welcome you to this edition of the National Portrait Gallery Storytime program called Introducing. In this program, we share the stories of the people who've helped shape the history of the United States through our wonderful and fascinating portraits. Today, we're going to look at a portrait of Cuban-American fashion designer Isabel Toledo by Alexis Rodriguez Duarte in collaboration with Tico Torres from 1998. Isabel Toledo, who is known for creating bold and vibrant clothing, once said that, "My ideal happens to be diversity. I love difference. I love change. I love experimentation and eccentricities." A reporter once said that Isabel Toledo's rare gift was combining great design for all women, no matter their class, shape, or size, with flawless craft and original creative beauty. In this black and white portrait, we see Isabel Toledo at her penthouse studio in New York City. We see her seated at a table, turned to the right. She wears a dark colored dress with long sleeves. She is sitting on a chair, and you can see that her arms are extended, forming a triangle with her elbows resting on a table. She looks down to her left, where there is a small sculpture, get a little closer so you can see it, of Cuba's patron saint, Our Lady of Charity. In the front and on the left, there is a pot with an aloe plant. Now, the background is slightly out of focus. Now, out of focus means that it's blurry and hard to see. But in the background, we can make out a window and curtains, and this poster leaning back against the wall. Now, let's look at her pose. I'll get a little bit close. It almost looks like she's taking a pause to maybe think or reflect about something. I wonder what she's thinking about. Maybe, do you think it's her next design? Perhaps. Now, Isabel Toledo has a really interesting story. She was born in Cuba in 1960 and started sewing at the age of 8, and it quickly became a passion for her. Now, when she was just a teenager, her family immigrated from Cuba to West New York, New Jersey, where she later began a career in the fashion industry. She attended the Fashion Institute of Technology and the Parsons School of Design in New York, where she studied painting, ceramics, and fashion design. One of her first fashion shows was in a dance club, which is a very interesting place to have a fashion show. But Toledo was a very creative person and would later hold fashion shows in places like museums where different kinds of people could see her clothes. During her career, she also worked closely with her husband, the illustrator Ruben Toledo. Now, she would describe an idea or even a feeling to Ruben, who would then use her words and feelings to make a drawing of a dress or another item of clothing. They worked together to create beautiful fashion collections. Now, one of the most important moments of her career happened in 2009 when former First Lady Michelle Obama wore a yellow and green colored dress and matching overcoat to President Barack Obama's 2009 presidential inauguration. The dress and coat were seen by millions of people from all over the world. A reporter asked Isabel Toledo how she felt about this moment, and she said, "It's not just my moment and Michelle Obama's, but it's also the world's. It's not only what she's wearing, it's what this moment represents." And she was talking specifically as one of the first ladies to be African American. Now, after dressing former First Lady Michelle Obama, Isabel Toledo would go on to celebrate many other accomplishments, including being nominated for a Tony for the costumes for the musical After Midnight in 2014. Now, sadly, we've reached the end of this week's Introducing. I hope you all enjoyed learning more about this amazing woman as much as I have. I encourage you all to go out and continue learning about Isabel Toledo and her awesome fashions. Until then, we hope to see you back next week for a new story.